This is an easy tutorial showing you how to add an administrative event to an RTT pathway. Admin events are a way to affect an 18-week clock outside of a clinical setting. So if something happens, for example, a letter is sent to a patient where a decision not to treat is made, or a prescription is sent out to a GP for some medication to start first treatment, if that's decided while the clinician is having some admin time, or perhaps from a patient's decision, maybe from a phone call they've made into the hospital declining their referral or declining treatment, that would need to be stopped against an admin event. We do see a lot of examples of people closing down access plans when somebody phones in or a decision is made in an admin setting, and they will apply the clock stop against an access plan. Lorenzo cannot see any actions against an access plan. It does not stop the clock in any way. So you may find that you've still got patients sitting on your PTL, and it's always worth checking if the clock stop has been applied against an access plan. If it has, and it was from an administrative decision made outside of a clinical setting, you will need to go back in and add an admin event, how I'm going to show you now. So with our test patient example here, we're picking up this referral and we're having a look at her activity, and we can see that there are 2 appointments here that have been cancelled for whatever reason. So let's say that we have tried to contact the patient and we've spoken to her on the phone, and she's said that she does not wish to have any referral to the hospital. She's absolutely fine. So we can't apply the clock stop against any of these outpatient appointments because that decision has not been made at these outpatient appointments. It's been made at a completely separate occasion. So go up to your RTT tab and it should bring up the referral and the pathway that we are looking at. Simply click here to highlight the referral, and we'll go into manage RTT status. This is how you can change the RTT pathway however you see fit using this button here. This is how you can correct it, this is how you can check it, and this is how you can add an admin event. Okay, none of the outpatient appointments will show on this list because they've been cancelled, and Lorenzo will only show events that have actually happened. So click on the reason. Now we don't want to amend the RTT, and we don't want to amend the RTT start date. We want to add an administrative event. And we're going to put here that the patient has declined treatment. Now, let's say that we spoke to her yesterday. So please change the date of your admin event so it links to when the activity actually happened. That's another thing we see quite a lot of, is an admin event will be added on the day that it's being added, and it should really be backdated to when it actually happened. So do check your letters, do check when phone calls were made, etc., so we can actually stop the clock at an accurate time, so we're not reporting breaches for longer than necessary. So let's just change the date here. Let's say we spoke to her yesterday, and we'll pop in here the description. So again, this description can be anything. This can be, for example, as per consultant letter, patient does not need treating, or as per phone call with consultant, patient is going to be sent a prescription, or another example would be patient and consultant have agreed to apply a watchful wait and see the patient again in 6 months' time, something like that. So your admin event is anything that happens outside of a clinical setting. So we filled in all of our blue areas. We only need to fill in those. And we'll go to finish. And that will apply the clock stop for us. There we go, it's disappeared, so it stopped the clock. Please do reopen the pathway so you can check that it flows in a logical order. So if we click on here and expands the pathway, and we'll check that that admin encounter is at the top. It's the last activity there and it's stopping the clock. It's making sense. So that concludes our tutorial today. If you ever have any questions on how to add admin events, please do contact me, Lisa Magor, or the validation team.